Okay, it is that time again. It is hiatus time. Except last time it was because I had PC problems and I at least wanted to get some word out there to say thank you guys for being here. And I still thank you guys for being here. So thank you for being here. In the video, yeah, no. For about the past month, I have been thinking of what kind of topic I could talk about during this last video before I leave. Granted, I am recording this currently on the Monday before I actually go on hiatus, which is the end of the week. So there may or may not be some things that I'll work on and release later on, whatnot. But I have been thinking for the past month of a video topic that I could possibly conversate about. And one thing that came up to mind is, and I was thinking, because around my house, for those that don't know, I live like out in the country and whatnot. Around where I live right now, there is a bunch of crops. So like, let's see here, end of last year, they finished doing cotton, they did corn last year, and right now they're planting wheat. And in all honesty, before recording this, I actually kind of wanted to go out there and like just do like a quick IRL segment where like I walk through the wheat field, because it actually looks really fucking nice. And it's just something that I would like to share, but unfortunately there's some fucking storms today, so I am unable to do that. And one thing that ran through my mind is there's another patch that's right next to the field that's right in front of my house where there is nothing planted right now. Or if there is something planted, I at least can't fucking see anything. And something came in mind of a topic that I could talk about. I couldn't think of what to title that topic until I got reminded of some words of encouragement that I heard a long ass time ago. And I mainly personally heard them from a comedian known as Theo Vaughn. And the words is, nothing changes if nothing changes. Now you may be thinking, it's like, oh yeah, that's true. Like, for you to have something change in your life, you gotta change something else in your life, which is very fucking true. And that is something going through my life right now, is that I have to change where I live. I have to change the position of work that I'm doing. I have to change my expertise. I was thinking that the fields that are right by my house are really good symbolism for that, because when you think about it, is that if a farmer were to just leave the dirt patch open, it would literally just turn into grass, and literally nothing would happen other than grass would overrun it, weeds would go everywhere. It could still be used in the future, but otherwise it's just going to revert back to what it was originally was, which was either forest, it was either a bunch of prairies, whatever it may be, it goes back to that. Or just in general, it stops being farmland. That is, if nothing changes, nothing changes. Everything reverts back to what it was originally, which in this case, as I mentioned, it goes back to a forest, goes back to prairies, go back to whatever it is. If a farmer decides to change the state of that field, decides to till it, decides to put seed on it, decides to put fertilizer on it, decides to water it, decides to let it get an appropriate amount of sun, even though, yes, it's out in the sun, so why is that even actually a worry? But you get my point, is that there is a constant set of changes for the farmland for it to produce crops. So the farmer is changing the land to make a change in that land's life and what it produces. And it could be very easily applied to things you do IRL. For me, where I mentioned I have a new job, I am going to have to learn things for that job. I have to move across the fucking world for that job. So I have to change where I live. I have to change how I live. I have to change who I interact with. I was thinking that maybe some others could possibly use this advice and see how it could be applied to them in multiple different cases. Or say you don't like the approach to content creation that you've been taking. Change something about it. Hell, VTubers rebrand all the time. It doesn't hurt. Granted, yes, I can see the fact of it's like, oh, well, I gotta get new branding, I gotta get a new model, I gotta get you can at least start with, hey guys, I'm gonna be changing how I'm gonna do things. I'm gonna change my approach on how I make my content. For say you are a researcher and you make videos about your findings, but you want to try and do gaming, fucking try do gaming. Fucking try and do gaming. I really don't know what else to say. Like, just change something, see how it works, and cross your fingers, hope for the best. And I know that there's going to be people saying that it's like, well, LMG, you have a opportunity at work that's guaranteed or whatever. What if I told you my opportunity is not guaranteed? Understand that to a lot of people it may be viewed as it's like, oh, LMG, you have this opportunity. It's so great. You are set for the rest of your life. No. There is a turnback option for my work. Literally within this year, I could honestly move back to the US. But this opportunity involving my job is something that I am changing and seeing if it changes the rest of my life. Because nothing changes if nothing changes. And granted, I guarantee you there are people that go into much deeper, better, more detail in the topic of nothing changes if nothing changes, and I am honestly just rambling on my own. In all honesty, I thought about doing a fucking script for this or some shit. I at least wanted to talk about it. Now for the time of, I think I'm going to wrap that up. And so, plans for the future. There's some things that are getting planned, some things that are not getting planned, but I want to start planning them. Plans. We're just gonna have to see how certain things happen. There's some things I'd like to announce. There's some things that I don't think I can announce. There's some things that I may tease or not, and they may or may not happen. I've got a bunch of things in the work. I talked about in my last video that I posted that I am going to have like an updated model, and I may or may not have like a debut that I want to do involving that updated model. Better arc, better rigging. Sun is still doing it. Sun's amazing, and they are doing a updated version of my model. And for those wanting FemG or whatever, that's honestly gonna take fucking forever. I ain't gonna fucking lie. In which right now, at this very current moment, I literally have zero plans of getting a model within the year. So don't get your hopes up. Don't expect me to just come back and just have a FemG model. But ideal time for when I'm coming back, it honestly all depends, in which, in all honesty, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to come back as a live streamer, because ain't gonna fucking lie, some of the people that I already know that are in Australia that are under the same situation as me, they have came up to me and it's like, hey yo, this internet kind of fucking shit, dude. And I'm just like, hey, I just need like 15 megabytes upload. That's all I need. I know I dual stream, but I may honestly just end up doing just YouTube just to be on the safe side, because I personally have favoritism just a little bit over YouTube, even though that I know how to operate Twitch a lot. Granted, there's a ton of people that know how to do more on both sides than me, but ideal time, let's see here, let me look at the calendar. Ideal time that I want to be able to come back, probably early to mid-June, maybe something like that. That is at least an idea. It gives me a month to do things, get situated, and also I should be able to get a PC by then. I can at least hope. We can always hope for a bunch of things. We can hope that change brings change. And with that, I guarantee you that I am completely forgetting things that I should talk about. Just a couple things, like I honestly really want to replay a bunch of games. A lot of people have been taking on Red Dead Redemption really good, which I recently finished. I'm hoping that tomorrow, which today is Monday, I am hoping that Tuesday when I get home from work, I can do all of Undead Nightmare, in which I actually never played Undead Nightmare. At this current very moment, I have never played Undead Nightmare. I've had the DLC, but I've never played it. I had played Red Dead Redemption before, back when I was in high school. That's over 10 years ago now. A lot of people perceive that very well. I really want to replay a bunch of games, so I might end up just coming back replaying a bunch of things. Or I might start off playing something brand new. I might start off doing something new. Hell, I may or may not start doing first things first, a collab or something like that. Just straight off the bat. I don't really know. Something that somebody brought up to me is that a idea of a Black Ops marathon. I played all of the Black Ops games campaigns just all in one go on their each individual stream. What if I just did one big ass stream like on Twitch? It would have to be done on Twitch because it's gonna go over 24 hours, or at least I believe that it'd go over 24 hours. So I might see about setting up something involving that. But anyways, I want to replay games. I want to do a bunch of things. I am going to miss you guys. Like, I really am. And I don't know when I'm exactly going to come back. I really don't. You may or may not see me pop up in some people's voice chats or whatever because I will have like a phone or something. I'll have a phone or a laptop or an iPad or some shit that I can join calls on. And for all I know, some of the calls that I join are going to be on somebody's stream. For now, it is goodbye. I will miss you all. Love you all. And I hope to see you guys when I come back. Hopefully I can stream with the crappy internet. But anyways, this is goodbye. So I'll see you guys when I am able to. Bye.